Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, we have a real treat for you. Today, we're going to talk about should you take profits in these play to earn games. Let's get into it. You'll hear people say take profits, and then you'll hear people say, no, don't take profits. Maybe they'll say something crazy like hold your wood, really the best answer, should you take profits or should you not take profits? The best answer is have a plan. Okay? I know that wasn't what you were expecting, but have a plan. So if your plan is to get assets, get into these games, and then use those assets to keep building into the game and getting a bigger and bigger kingdom or a better farm or more tools and equipment or whatever type of game it is, if you're trying to just get more of that stuff to progress in the game, then cool. That is a plan. That's a 100% reinvestment plan. And all these plans are okay as long as you don't mind if things go to hell, then you're stuck because you have 100% of your profits into the game just every time, just constantly building. You've never taken anything out, which exposes you if things go down. Now, not a big deal if you're like, hey, I'm okay if this money just disappears, right? So that is a strategy. 100% reinvestment. That is a strategy. That is a plan that some do. Maybe you want to get your assets and then right away just get your ROI back. And once you have your ROI, you can do what you want. You can keep the tools in the game and then start building because, hey, you're playing on house money now, right? So you already got your investment back. The rest is just, who cares, right? So just build or keep taking profits, whatever. That is another strategy. People like doing that as well. And then there's a mix, a percent mix. So some people do like an 80-20 rule, a 50-50, or maybe even like a 20-80, which is basically maybe you reinvest 80% and just take 20% out for your own profits, or maybe you do a 50-50 where you're taking 50% of the stuff out of the game, basically building with 50%. So you just got to have a plan, and it's whatever plan works for you. Remember, you're not supposed to invest more than you can afford to lose. And I'm gonna take it one step further. If it's gonna cause you to lose sleep at night, if it's gonna cause you to, say you picked the wrong game. Ooh, I mean, some games just might not take off at all, right? Or maybe they have they start off, it's not as quick as you want. Like it's going to take off, but it's like a slow, like they're still working out bugs. They're still just developing the game. It's kind of early in the game development process, so things might not boom right away. So it's like, ooh man, you didn't think you were going to have to wait as long, right? There's all kinds of strategies. You just have to have a plan. I'm not going to say, yes, take profits. Like for me, the answer is yes, take profits. Depending on the game, it's going to depend how I'm going to do that. The more trust I have in a game, the less I feel that I need to take out right away. You know what I mean? So if I don't trust the game as much, then I'm going to start taking profits basically right away. So the biggest thing is just have a plan, whether it's just keep reinvest and build up your game profile and just get your game just like awesome, become like a mega whale in the game. That's cool. That's an okay plan. If you won't lose any sleep at night, go for it. Getting you back your profits right away once you're in game, another plan that's good. And if you are going to lose sleep at night, this is probably the best plan for you because most likely you put in more than you can afford to lose, or like you don't feel as comfortable with that amount. Like you're like, oh, you did 500, maybe you should have did 3, but you stretched yourself a little bit and you're kind of exposed. So maybe get your money back right away. And for me, it's just the trust level in the game. So like say with Farmer's World, I did an 80-20 rule. Now knowing what I know now, I would have bought in later, obviously, or I would have taken probably 60-40. I would have taken 60% profits and 40% build in game, and I would have my ROI back plus. but instead I did 80-20. So I probably only have like half of my Farmers World investment back because it was months and months of me playing the game. So I did take profits. I made it a point to take profits like 3 days a week, basically. So I had like 4 days in, 3 days out, and it would vary. Some days I'd keep the assets in game longer, and sometimes I would maybe take an extra day profit. So just have a plan that works for you. Everybody's different. Everybody's different, and learn. Like if you're trying not to get burnt, for me being in more than one game. Okay, hey, I'm talking here, man. I'm talking here. Okay, for me, being in more than one game lowers my risk. Think of it like a mutual fund, right? Mutual funds are a bunch of businesses on the stock market into one stock. So, and that's just a quick summary of them. So, what you want to do is be in more than one game so your risk is lower. And then, yeah, and then I just dollar cost average. So that way, I don't have a sum to just throw at a game. I really don't. But yeah, I try to get in the games just like everybody else. And the two that stand out the most to me that I've had success with is I got in early. I got in early in Gold Band, and there was multiple times to get in early with them because the prices went like low to high to low to high again. So there was like repeat moon phases with Gold Band, and then the token became number one in Alcor, and that was amazing. Well, the three tokens took the Alcor, and we're just lighting it on fire. The reason I really like Gold Band is that they're not afraid to make changes. Like they're going to do everything for their game they can. They're recently doing a bunch of changes because they found a weakness in their token, and they're trying to make it better for us, make it better for everybody. So I like that because most teams wouldn't have the guts to make these kind of changes, but they do. And you would be like, oh, well, maybe they should have foreseen some of these issues, right? Well, some of these things change because you never know how the players are going to play. And just things come up when you have a mass amount of people in an ecosystem where maybe your model actually worked better with a few hundred. You change that to a few thousand, it makes things different. It does change. It's easy to have peace amongst 5 friends, but when you have like a village of 50 people, that's when problems start to show up. So that's just some weird example that I can think of on the top of my head, but yeah. And then castles was probably my biggest success so far. The last major pack drop I got in, I bought all the packs that I could claim, so I got all of them that I could. And then I picked up 3 barons because the barons there was a lot of barons, and they were selling fast but slow enough to where I could get them, right? So I ended up picking up 3, and and everything just was very, very successful early, and I was able to double my kingdom pretty quickly with a couple strategies, but those are mine. So anyway, and now I'm working on some new strats. So basically, the things that I'm learning from playing these games. So one of the biggest things in these games is learning, especially a good game. A good game will have some predictable things, and you'll be able to spot places where you can take some good profits. So if castles is our example right here, let me see. I'm on the 4 hour. So right here was before the lumberjack event. I was telling people like, hey, the price is going to go up. Like, pay attention. If you're in this game and you're thinking about maybe trying to make some money or double your kingdom or whatever, this price is going to go up. So, and it sure did, right? But that's what a good game does. A good game will create moments where the prices will go up. And it's like, man, because you want to use your token for whatever's going on in the game at that time, especially in this specific castle's case, this is what was going on. So you would want to use this for that event. However, this is also the best place to take profits, right here, not down here. Like whoever sold right here, like, okay, yeah, like there's no harm in taking profits, right? But that was a mistake. You want to when things are exciting, this is when you should consider taking profits, not when it's the profits are less. You know what I mean? You want to swim with the trends, at least me. This is for me, not for you. You do what you want. If you're like a panic seller and you're like selling down here, good for you. Good for you. Here's a cookie. But for me, the time where you want to hold on to your tokens and things are exciting and you want to build a new tool or participate in the new event, that's when you should be selling and taking some profits. And I say that as I should be. So, and that's what I generally do. And that's how I've been able to have some good success lately. I'm like not still not rich or anything, but I'm doing okay. I recently did take some profits, and I didn't just like ball out or like put it in my bank account. My bank account is still pretty empty, but I was able to take some profits. I upgraded my graphics card, so now my editing is faster. The stream should be better. Everything, overall quality of the system and all the videos and stuff should be a lot better. And I upgraded the mic a bit. The mic's still the same, but we added a uh, a pop filter to it, things like that. And I also got myself a new chair because my last chair was about 10 years old now. Like I said, I didn't take this money and just go to the bank with it, which would have been cool. Would have been totally cool to do that. But instead, I reinvested it back into the YouTube channel. So even though, yeah, some of the money did come out of the games, and I'm very thankful for all these games that I play that allowed me to do that. It's back into the channel. It's back into the channel because we're gonna grow this thing. So, just like this chart right here, we're gonna go from this bottom down here up to here, YouTube land. So let's go. let's go. So hopefully this helps. Have a plan. I'm not saying take profits. I'm saying have a plan. If it's 100% stay in the game, cool. Hope you can sleep at night if things go bad. If it's get your ROI and profit right away, good. You will sleep a lot better than the other guy. If it's a mix somewhere in the middle, awesome. You just do you and just evaluate the game and what you're in. I don't know. Just try to sell in the green. That's really the most important thing. And be able to live with your decision. So, and yeah, that's all. That's all.